There is a place in the ocean where life should never have existed. For decades, scientists believed that certain environments on Earth were simply impossible for any form of biological existence. The logic seemed straightforward and unquestionable. Without sunlight, there is no energy. Without energy, there is no food. And without food, there is no life. This rule guided entire generations of scientific research, shaping everything we thought we knew about the limits of nature. But hidden thousands of meters below the surface, far from any ray of light, exists a world that completely defies that certainty. A place where darkness is not merely the absence of light, but a permanent condition, where the cold is relentless. The pressure is crushing, and every second seems too hostile to allow survival. And yet, something lives there. Something that does not simply endure, but thrives in absolute silence. As we mentally descend to the layers of the ocean, the environment begins to change in radical ways. In the first few meters, the water still carries warmth and movement. Light dances between suspended particles, and life seems abundant. But as the depth increases, colors slowly disappear. Blue turns dark, then gray, until finally everything becomes complete, consuming black. From that point on, the very concept of day and night ceases to exist. There is no sunrise, no horizon, only a vast and silent immensity where time itself seems to slow down. For any unprotected human being, this environment would be instantly fatal. The pressure at those depths is so intense, it could crush an ordinary submarine, as though it were made of paper. And yet, when the first scientific expeditions reached these regions, the unexpected began to reveal itself. The researchers expected to find nothing but sediment and rock. The ocean floor had long been considered a biological desert, a place where almost nothing happened. But the sensors picked up something strange. Extreme temperature variations rising directly from the seafloor. When the cameras finally captured clear images, they revealed massive structures jutting out of the Earth's crust like natural chimneys. These formations were releasing jets of superheated water, loaded with dissolved metals and highly toxic chemical compounds. In any known environment on the surface, that would mean immediate death. But surrounding these cracks and fissures, there was movement. Creatures were gathering in astonishing densities, forming entire communities where none should have existed. The scientific shock was immediate. How could anything live there without depending on sunlight? Every known food chain began with plants or algae converting light into energy through photosynthesis. It was the foundation of virtually all life on Earth. And yet, in that environment, plants were nowhere to be found. Light had never once reached those regions since the planet first formed. Still, organisms were thriving. The answer began to emerge when scientists analyzed the microorganisms living around the hydrothermal vents. Tiny bacteria were using the chemical compounds released by the fissures to produce energy. Instead of light, they were drawing on sulfur-rich compounds and minerals rising from deep within the Earth. This process became known as chemosynthesis, and its discovery completely transformed our understanding of biology. Suddenly, life did not necessarily need the sun. It could emerge from the chemical energy of the planet itself. This revelation opened a deeply unsettling possibility. Perhaps the origin of life on Earth did not begin in shallow, sunlit seas, but in deep and extreme environments exactly like that one. Hydrothermal vents began to be seen as possible cradles of primitive life. Their complex molecules could have formed shielded from the intense radiation of the early surface, continuously fueled by energy rising from the planet's interior. Around these vents, entire ecosystems had organized themselves. Giant tube worms grew in dense colonies, some reaching over 6 feet in length. They had no mouth and no traditional digestive system. Instead, they lived in symbiosis with internal bacteria capable of producing nutrients directly from the available chemical compounds, as though they carried small energy factories inside their own bodies. Blind crustaceans moved slowly among the mineral structures, navigating not by sight, but through highly sensitive chemical receptors. Adapted fish withstood temperature variations that would be impossible for surface species to survive. Every organism seemed purpose-built for that specific environment, the result of millions of years of silent evolution. The scarcity of food shaped extreme behaviors. Energy was a precious resource, and waste was simply not an option. Many predators remained completely still for long stretches of time, waiting for any sign of movement before striking. Others developed extraordinarily slow metabolisms, capable of going months without a single meal. In this world, patience was just as vital a survival strategy as strength or speed. As research advanced, another surprising discovery emerged. These ecosystems were not rare. Hydrothermal vents were scattered across different regions of the ocean floor, forming an invisible network of deep life directly connected to the planet's geological activity. Each new expedition revealed previously unknown species and even stranger adaptations. The diversity found there suggested that a vast portion of Earth's biodiversity remains undiscovered, hidden in regions that humans have barely begun to explore. This discovery carried implications that reached far beyond oceanography. If life could exist independently of sunlight, then similar environments on other worlds could potentially be habitable. Underground oceans on distant moons, sealed beneath thick layers of ice, began to be considered genuine candidates for harboring life. The Earth's ocean floor became a working model for the search for organisms beyond our planet. The hunt for extraterrestrial life shifted away from focusing solely on Earth-like planets and began to include worlds that had once been dismissed as impossible. Meanwhile, in the depths, life continued its work in absolute silence. With no human witnesses, complete cycles of birth, feeding, and death unfolded continuously. When large marine animals died and their bodies sank to the ocean floor, they created temporary islands of abundance in the surrounding void. Giant carcasses fed thousands of creatures for years at a time, sustaining entire food chains in the middle of the deep-sea desert. And even after every trace of flesh had been consumed, specialized bacteria continued extracting nutrients from the remaining bones, extending the cycle for decades. These processes revealed a fundamental characteristic of deep-sea life. Nothing is wasted. Every molecule of energy is reused. Every opportunity is seized. The biological efficiency found there reaches levels that are difficult to imagine on the surface. This delicate balance demonstrates just how far evolution can go in shaping organisms capable of surviving at the absolute edge of existence. Over time, scientists came to realize that we know more about the surface of other planets than we do about the ocean floor beneath our own feet. Most of these regions remain unexplored due to the technological challenges and the staggering costs of deep-sea expeditions. Every descent carries risk, and every image captured has potential to reveal something entirely new. The deep ocean remains one of the last true frontiers on Earth. And perhaps the most remarkable aspect of this discovery is not simply that life exists in such an environment, but what that existence means. If life can emerge where it never should have, then the boundaries we once imagined may be fundamentally wrong. The concept of habitability may be far broader than we ever believed. Earth, long regarded as a singular example, may be just one among many worlds where life finds unexpected paths forward. Today, as new technologies allow us to reach ever greater depths, the prevailing feeling among researchers is not one conclusion, but a beginning. Every answer uncovered generates even larger questions. How many species remain unknown? How many ecosystems are still waiting to be discovered? And more unsettling still, could forms of life entirely unlike anything we know already exist down there, invisible to our current methods of observation? In the silence of the depths, far from light and human presence, life continues to follow its own rules, an entire system functioning without dependence on the sun, sustained by the internal energy of the planet itself. A powerful reminder that nature does not need to meet human expectations in order to exist. The ocean floor is not merely a distant place. It is living proof that the unknown still governs much of our world. And as we slowly push further into these regions, one question remains unavoidable. If we found life where it never should have appeared, then perhaps the real question is not where life can exist, but where we have not yet looked. Because in the darkest parts of our planet, hidden beneath miles of water and silence, may lie answers capable of forever changing the way we understand our own existence, and revealing that the greatest mystery on Earth is still waiting patiently in the deep.